Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be my goal update video. So I'm going to kind of look back on February and talk about things that I thought went well, things that I can improve on, talk about what wax I purchased in the month of February, and then we'll look ahead to March and kind of mini plan together for what the month is theoretically going to be like. I do have a rip here chewing on a bone, so if you guys hear that chewing, that's what's going on. Okay, I've got my notes, sat down the other day and I really reflected on the month, thought about what things went well this month, what things do I need to work on more. I'll go through each category that I'm kind of focusing on for 2025, and I'll leave that timestamp for each category. So if you want to skip around to different things, feel free to do so. So I'll start with wax because I assume that most people are the most interested in wax, and then we can go for the rest of my goals after that. So for wax, what did I buy in February? It was definitely a lean month, and I kind of bought, I think, what I expected to buy. I bought the 10 new scents to the spring summer catalog for Scentsy. As a consultant, you get early access. So I bought catalogs and testers and ended up getting those 10 new scents. I did all the reviews for those. So all those videos are available if any of you are interested in hearing about those bars coming out on March 1st. But I bought that, and then I participated in Lavender and Speckles February pre-order. And I have to say, I did buy quite a bit from her pre-order. There were a lot of really great samplers, and I was only going to go for one, the Blue Sugar sampler that Stephanie created. And then I was just looking at the rest of them. I was like, Melissa's Rain sampler sounded so good. Amy's English Countryside sounded so good. So I ended up getting 3 samplers and some wax. I don't have regrets because I love Lavender and Speckles. Her wax stores well for me. It performs great. I love Beth as a human. She's one of my favorite vendors ever. And so I'm happy to support her. That was a bigger purchase than I had originally anticipated, but I skipped Knowles. It was really hard. There was one scent on the list I was very much interested in, the Midnight Rain. But I thought, Alexis, you don't buy just for one scent. Don't do it. Wait till the RTS or it will come back. Scents do come back. They do. And I don't always believe that when I tell myself it, but it's true. Everything comes back around. So you don't have to stress about it and buy from everybody at every point. I will say I have skipped the last 3 pre-orders from Knowles, and I'm definitely itching. I want to purchase from him. I really like him as a vendor. I would love to support him. So I'm hopeful that the next pre-order, there's many on the list that I'm really intrigued by, and I can purchase from him because I do. He's one of my favorites as well, and I would like to buy from him. But that's all I bought in February. So a really lean month. I'm very proud of myself for what I was able to do in February as far as wax. So I have been tracking the wax that I have in 2025. So I know the number, and I started with, I didn't write it down, but like 1,500 in January 1. And then because of the Teddy Bees pre-order and a party closeout from Scentsy, whatever I did, mainly Teddy Bees, my number went up to like 1,700 something. So I've definitely brought that back down, which is great. I ended February with much less wax than I started February with, even with buying the Scentsy 10 bars and with buying that Lavender and Speckles pre-order. I've been logging my wax when I purchase it. When I buy it is when it's in my collection, whether I physically have it or not. So all of those numbers for that pre-order are already accounted for, and I'm definitely not back down to my new year starting number, but I decreased it by a lot in February. So I'm really happy about that. It means, for one, I didn't buy as much as in February, of course, but also I feel like I've been using a lot of wax. I feel like I have gone through a lot of wax in February. There were a couple of snow days in February, so I was able to work from home, and I work out of the home 5 days a week. So I really don't get to melt until about 4 o'clock in the evening until I go to bed. So the days that I am able to work from home and I can melt the whole day, obviously that helps as well. So did have a couple of those days in the month, but for the most part, I mean, I was gone out of the house, but I'm glad that I was able to keep that number down. I'm still up from what I started, like I said, and I'm kind of worried about how am I going to get my number really low, because my only goal for wax really is I want to budget it, as far as I want to track what I'm spending. So I guess budget, it's not the right word. I want to track what I'm spending on wax so that in 2026 I can make a budget. That's the thought. I wanted to make a budget this year, but I didn't even know a starting point of what would be semi-reasonable for what I normally purchase. So I'm tracking my wax as far as monetary, what I'm spending. And then my only other goal was to get my collection lower than when I started 2025. So number wise, to be, lower than I started. That could be one item. I just didn't want the collection to grow, and it has grown because of the Teddy Bees pre-order. So I really need to think about that, because I think by the time that I get that number back down to my starting number, we're going to be back at another Teddy Bees pre-order. So I need to do some hardcore self-reflecting and see what I need to do and what I'm struggling coming to this conclusion, but I know it's true. I need to buy a lot less at the next Teddy Bees pre-order. And that's really hard for me because she's my favorite vendor. I love her stuff, but I think that's the only way I'm going to achieve that goal. Everybody else I feel like I'm doing really well from, except Teddy Bees. I need to chill out on her pre-orders. It's really tough. I'm really going to hope that everything in the May pre-order I really hate. That I've tried it and I didn't like it, so I can skip some blends or something. But I'm not too focused on the number because I think that takes the fun out of it. But I want to end up with less wax than I started. So I think I need to make some hard decisions maybe about Teddy Bees when it comes time to May to be able to get that number down. But we'll have to see. Anything else in February? I don't think so. So in March, what's happening in March as far as wax? Kay's is having a 25% off sale March 1st through March 3rd, I believe. And I wasn't going to purchase from that, but I have 5 pieces of Kay's wax left in my collection. I've really worked through all of her wax that I have, or most of it other than those 5 pieces. And I haven't bought from her in probably a year, because I'm trying to be good. I really do love her wax. I feel like her wax is very underrated, and I don't hear a ton of people talk about it. So I'm glad that she's doing this sale. I mean, her prices are amazing, and then add 25% off. You can't beat it. So I did make a list. I'm filming this, today's the 26th of February, so I still have some time to think. I did make a list of what I would want, and I've ended up cutting that list quite a bit, and I really just want to go in for my staple favorite scents from her that I know that I love. I love Haddonfield. I love Haunted House Season. I love her tea and cakes. The Santa's Pajamas, the Pink Pine Cones, I think it's called too, the one that's peppermint pine cones and Twinkies or something like that. There are probably 5 or 6 scents from her that I absolutely love, and I don't have any of them. And so it kind of works out perfectly time-wise, because if I do buy in March, then not only do I get the 25% off discount, but those are fall and winter scents, so they will be nice and cured when it comes time for Halloween and Christmas next year, this coming year. So I do think I want to go in and at least get those few staple favorites. There are a few other blends that I just would like to try. Natalie, I really look to Natalie for Kay's advice and what she loves from Kay's, but she's recommended a couple of scents. There's one scent that she did a custom, and Carla brought it to the site called Seaside Bakery, and I've never tried that, so I would love to try that one. So there are a few new ones I want to try, but I had a list of a lot of new ones I wanted to try, and I ended up cutting them off my list. So I think right now my cart is $85 worth. I think I can cut that a little bit more plus the 25% off. So I feel good about that. I'm going to go ahead and do that, support Carla, and get some of my favorite scents that I haven't had in a while. So we have Kay's, the very beginning of March. Second and Spruce has a pre-order. I think she changed the date now to March 14th. Definitely participating in that because I know that she's bringing out Island Beach Party. If you've watched my empties over the last few months, I've had 2 of those little wax melting cup samples. I'm obsessed with that scent. If she offers loaves, I will buy a loaf of that. And I have not bought a loaf of anything from her yet, but I will buy a loaf and I will melt that sucker all summer long. It is beautiful. So I'm definitely going to get that. I know she's doing like Wizard of Oz, Wicked type collection, so I don't know what scents she will be bringing to that, but I'm keeping that minimal. My goal is to probably do clamshells and everything if she offers clamshells this time, and to only purchase scents that I think I'm going to use within the first 6 months or so, because her wax really, it needs no cure time. So if this pre-orders in March, they'll probably ship in May. So prime time of summer is coming up. So that's kind of my goal for that pre-order, and kind of what I'm looking towards is what can I melt within the next 6 months after I get it. So I am planning on doing that, but hope that it's small. Lavender and Speckles is on March 15th. I have not seen a list yet, obviously, but I'm pretty sure she's bringing out the roasted pine cone sampler again. I requested that, and she said she would do it in the pre-order after Pride and Prejudice. So if that is still true, that sampler will be coming back. And I loved every single one of those scents in that sampler so much. And so I definitely want to pick up that sampler, but I do need to be more mindful about what else I'm picking up. So I should just grab that sampler and get out, but we'll have to see. No lists are up yet, so it's hard to say, but would like to keep that small. I don't think anything else as far as I'm aware of or super interested in is happening. I know Sassy Girl Aroma is opening up again. She just had her first pre-order the other day. I did not purchase. I did look at the list just, because I have to see what's on there, but nothing I needed. So hoping to stay away for quite a while until I can get through more of my Sassy Girl Aroma stuff. The only other thing I think maybe could happen in March is if I did a party closeout, but I might just let the party ride and do that in April. We'll just have to see. Depends on how antsy I am to get my hands on some of the new scents in the catalog, but I've melted all of them, so I know what I like and what I want more of, so that can probably wait until April, but we'll just have to see. I think that's everything I'm expecting in March. You know how life goes, so we'll see how that changes, but hopefully I can keep it a smaller amount. I think that's everything as far as wax updates for the month. Let's talk about some other updates. So I have some religious goals for 2025. One of them being going to church every week, being a regular at my church, and in February I definitely did that. I went every week, so felt good about that, and I've been going with my grandpa, and it's been a good way for us to connect too, and that way he doesn't have to go alone, I don't have to go alone, so that's been a real blessing, honestly. And then reading the Bible. I have the goal of trying to read the whole Bible in this year, and I'm behind. I'm definitely behind, but I feel good that I'm reading it. I read quite a lot this month. I finished the book of Exodus. I had started Exodus in January, finished it off in February. I read Leviticus, Esther, Obadiah, and Malachi. So I'm trying to stick to the Old Testament because I know once I start the New Testament, I'll have a hard time going back to the Old Testament. So I'm trying to focus on the Old Testament and get through those books, read those books, and then go to the New Testament later on in the year. So I am behind. I think I probably am reading 4 days a week, if I had to guess, instead of 7 days a week like I need to be to accomplish this goal. But I am proud that I'm reading. That is a huge step in the right direction for me. And so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, try to read more, try to make sure I'm reading every day. But I feel good that I'm at least making some progress. So hope to just continue that in March, keep going to church, and continue on this reading journey. Fitness. Okay. This was not a great month as far as me working out. I don't know the exact number of times I worked out, but I want to say probably 7 or 8 times. Not the best month I've had. I don't know. I struggled this month. I've been going through some stuff with Rip. We're having a lot of noise phobia issues, and in any case, we have not been sleeping very well at night, and my evenings have been spent a lot of nights hanging out on the bathroom floor with him, just trying to get him to calm down and relax. The weather in February was a lot nicer. We had some bitter cold days, some 0-degree days, but most of February in general was nicer than January. And the last few days have been 50, 60 degrees. It's been amazing. But what comes with that are motorcycles, and just people are out and about more, and he's been getting spooked. Okay, I think he's calming down, but there's a cat outside and he was just going crazy, but I think it's moved on. So sorry if Rip barks. But in any case, because we've been dealing with that, I have not been sleeping. I've had a couple nights where I slept like 2 or 3 hours, and I did a couple times in the month of February get up at 4 a.m. and work out, and that was great. I felt like that was a great start to the day. I was more likely to eat cleaner. A body in motion stays in motion. And if I'd already done a workout for that day, I didn't want to waste it, right? You don't want to waste your good morning routine, your good workout. So I did that a few times in the month of February, and that was great. But like I said, we didn't sleep a lot in February. And so there were some mornings that alarm went off and I was like, I felt like we just got to sleep. So excuses, I can recognize that that's an excuse, but also we're just going through it right now with trying to get Rip to sleep. So, and when I say we, I mean me. So, hopefully in March we can kind of get back out. We're really working on some noise, desensitizing him to the noise and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But have lost a little bit of weight. Definitely making healthier choices. I've been eating salads every day for lunch at work, and so that's not only saved me prep time because it's been real easy to do, but obviously, much healthier than anything else. So felt like we're doing okay. It definitely could have been better. And I hope to make some improvements in March. We did walk a lot in February because it was nicer than January, which was good. It was really nice to get back outside and enjoy some fresh air. So I would only imagine that the weather in March will be even better. So just going to continue with that. Okay, what else? Challenges. So my monthly challenge for February was to get 10K steps a day. And honestly, you guys, I achieved that so easily. I think I am walking 10K steps just in general, and I didn't even know it. There were a couple days where I would look down at my watch and I'd be at like 9,500. And so I would have to do a few laps, and I could get that to 10,000 real easy, but that really wasn't hard. I mean, I have a desk job, but I'm walking around the building. We're going back and forth doing things. So, Rip and I go on walks pretty much every day. So that one was actually not too hard. Maybe next time I need to make a challenge for like 12K steps a day, because I think that would have been more of a push for me. But I think I didn't hit the 10K steps. There was 2 days where it was like 0 degrees. So there was no walking happening that day. So I don't think I hit 10K those 2 days. but I was able to hit it every other day. So I felt really good about that. I hope that if you guys joined on that challenge that you were successful as well. If not, try it for March. I mean, I think that's always a good habit to be in, walking in general. I think it's one of the best things that we can do for our health. So happy with how that one went. And then as far as March goes, I was trying to think about what I wanted to do. And I didn't want these challenges that I kind of focus on every month to be always fitness. I wanted it to encompass other areas of life too. So I think what I'm going to do in March is declutter. I think I'm really going to focus on decluttering this house. Spring is the perfect time for some spring cleaning. So my thought is in March, I would really spend the time going through everything I have and decluttering. I've kind of already started that process. I've cleaned out a couple closets, cleaned out the pantry, etc. So I think I really can focus on that in March. And then in April, do like a massive deep cleaning type of work is what I am thinking. Just kind of starting the house off fresh for the remainder of the year. So in March, that's going to be my focus, decluttering. So I hope that you guys join. Is there stuff that you can get rid of? Is there something that you can organize? Just go through all the spaces in your home and do some decluttering. Can't say that I will be doing this every single day then. It's not really a daily challenge per se. But also to get through every area of my house, I will have to be doing a lot, right? So we will see how that goes, but that is definitely going to be my focus for March, is to just kind of get this house in order as far as the number of items I have in it. So just in general, what else has been going on in February? Tonight is the first episode of Survivor for the new season, so I never can watch them live, but hopefully, this weekend or something, I can watch the replay of it. So I'm happy about that's coming back. We did our first book club live for Sense and Sentences, the Kill for Me, Kill for You book. Thought that went great. We had a lot of fun on that live, and I'm excited for future ones. So for March, we are reading The Wedding People, and that live is on March 21st. It's a Friday. So I would love for you guys to join us if you've read that book and want to chit chat about it. So we did that. Work for me in February was absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. So I'm very much hoping that March is a little bit more relaxed, because I think that added a lot of stress to me in February. And then plus with Rip not sleeping, I had some health things going on too. Everything's fine, but just between work being crazy, some of the health stuff happening, Rip's noise phobia, it was a lot. It was a lot. But I am so grateful that my health was good, everything was fine, that I have Rip and that I have a job. So sometimes life is going to be a little harder than others, and there's always ebb and flow. So I am looking forward to hopefully a better March, a little bit calmer of a March. What else is going on? Not much else. I'm currently reading The Stand by Stephen King. That's a beast of a book if you guys have ever read it. So that's been keeping me occupied whenever I can get a listen in, or I have both the audiobook and the physical book, so I've been going back and forth between them whenever I can. So doing that, and yeah, just been living life. Nothing too crazy other than just the normal daily grind type of crazy. But that's really it for February. Not much else going on, so we can end it here. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that if there was something that you were working on in February that you were able to accomplish it. I would love to know down below. Brag on yourself. Let me know what good things that you did. It's nice to be able to share with people good things that happened in life too. So if you're struggling with anything, what are your goals for March? What's March looking like for you as far as a personal development type perspective? Or are you just trying to make it through the day? Because sometimes that's all that we can do. But thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.